right, on Wednesday, uh, we're going to first start in a seated position. So if you want to find space that is open, maybe you have a mat or a towel in which you can sit on, or maybe you just want to sit on a chair. Lots of activity can be done on a chair. And let's find our seat first. So let's just kind of rock back and forth a little bit. You just sway side to side to get started. Good. And then maybe you want to rock forward and back. And you want to just start to breathe. Maybe you start to breathe in and you start to breathe out. Good. And then when you find your seat, take your hands and you can place them on your hands, on your knees, or maybe on your, if you're on a chair, if you have some armrests to put your hands there, and just push a little bit and sit yourself up long. Good. I want you to take your fingers into a peace sign. Number 2, I want you to take them beside you, place them on your legs or on the floor. Push into the floor, elongate your spine just a little bit. Maybe you even close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And breathe in and out. Return your hands back to your knees. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths. I want you to first breathe in through your mouth and out through your mouth. Good. This time I want you to breathe through your nose. Keep your lips tight. Open your mouth. Let it go. This time breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Good. Kim mentioned that we are speaking about yama today. Yama is, how do I act to the world? How do I treat others? Do I want to treat them the way I want it to be to treat them? It's the golden rule, right? Not only do I want to treat them with kindness, with love, with caring, with concern, I want to do all of that to others, but then also I need to treat that with myself. So when we take our breaths tonight, maybe you might want to think about, how can I treat myself well? How can I enjoy this yoga practice? If there's a place that we go that you don't enjoy, just go back to the last place we were. That's okay. Make it your own practice. Fantastic. I want you to take your hands out to the side. First, reach them all the way up overhead. Exhale and bring them all the way back down. Good. Inhale your hands all the way up to touch again. Exhale them all the way back down. Good. This time, just take your right hand up and over, hold to the side. Maybe you see my friend Rachel that is in her chair. She's going to demonstrate everything there in your chair. Now take that right hand, come all the way back down. Reach your left hand up and over, hold, reach it long, breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly allow the left hand to come to the floor. We're going to take a twist. So you take the right hand up and over to the left knee. And just look over to the left. Maybe the right hand reaches behind, left hand reaches behind you. Take a deep breath in and out. Breathe in again. And breathe out. Bring yourself back to center. This time, left hand comes up and over to the right knee and twist over to the other side. Take a deep breath in and out. Breathe in one more time. And breathe out. Bring yourself back to center. Fantastic. I want you to roll over your hands and knees to tabletop. We're going to come to a underneath your hips, hands underneath your wrist, and we're going to roll into cats and cows. That was in your book today, this past week. So maybe you remember, if you drop the belly and lift the chest and chin, you look up, and that is cow. And then you're going to roll the back up to the ceiling, tuck your chin. That's cat, like a howling cat. Maybe you want to breathe in as you move through to cow, reaching the chest forward. And then roll the ceiling back You're back up to the ceiling. If you're in that chair, you can just move back and forth through this in your chair as well. You don't need to be on all fours. Just wake up the spine. Breathe in once and breathe out for the other posture. Good. Now that we've woken up our spine and warmed up, come to that flat tabletop. We're going to go to downward facing dog. I want you to tuck your toes, push your hands into the floor, lift your hips to the ceiling, make a V with your body. So your heels push back towards the floor. If you find that your V is too wide, step your feet in just a little bit and make this big V with our body. Maybe you want to walk out your dog when you get here, lifting one heel and then the other, bend one knee, going back and forth. If you're in that chair, just pushing your hands into your knees. Breathe here. Come to stillness. I want you to take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Take your feet out as wide as your mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. This is called forward fold. I'm going to hang my head towards the floor. Good. Push into your feet. Slowly rise yourself all the way up to standing. Hands can come up overhead. And then bring them down to center. Good. I want you to walk your feet into hip-width distance apart. That's when you take two fists, place them together. I'm going to place them in between my hands. That's how wide my feet are. I want to make my feet even to get an even base. And then take my hands out to the side. I want you to take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Feel the floor underneath your feet. Fantastic. Good. We're going to learn some sun salutations. We talked about the sun earlier. How do we salute the sun? We're going to learn this in different sections. So here we go. You ready? Great. Inhale your hands all the way up overhead. Reach to the sky. Now reach down to the floor. We're going back to that forward fold we started in. Good. Now reach your hands all the way back up overhead to touch. And bring them back through center and bring them out to the side. Great. Maybe you're going to add your breath with this round. So as you reach up, you're going to inhale, reach your hands all the way up. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Reach to the floor. Inhale, reach all the way up towards the sky again. Hands to touch. Exhale, your hands through center and back to the side. Fantastic. We're going to add on to that. I'm going to turn to the side so you might be able to see me better. So inhale your hands all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Halfway lift. I'm going to bring my hands to my shin or my knees. I'm going to make my back flat. Look slightly forward. Good. Forward fold. Touch the floor again. Rise all the way up overhead. Hands up overhead. And then exhale your hands through center, off to the side. Good. Maybe this time we're going to add our breath with that. Good. Inhale your hands all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, standing, hands overhead. Exhale your hands through center and to the side. Fantastic. We're going to add on to that now. You ready? Great. Inhale your hands all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now this time you're going to walk your hands away from your feet and come to that tabletop position. So you're going to come so that your wrists are underneath your shoulders again. Knees are on the floor. Good. I want you to walk your hands out slightly in front of you. Tuck your elbows and come all the way down to the floor and push up through your hands off of your chest forward. And that is cobra pose. Good. Slowly lower all the way back down to the floor and push up through tabletop. Great. We're going to try that one more time to make sure we know where that is. This is our chaturanga, so we take our hands a little bit further out. Tuck our elbows slowly on the floor. And push up for cobra pose. Push all the way up. Good. Exhale back down to the floor through tabletop. Good. We all back together. Good. I'd like you to take your hands, push them into the floor, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Push your hips into the floor and push your heels back down to the floor. You're in that V position for downward facing dog. Great. Good. This time, feet forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Standing hands up overhead. Exhale your hands back to center. Good. And back out to the side. Good. I'm going to walk myself back to the end of my mat. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to put it all together. Good. Start to that starting point. Inhale. Take an exhale. Good. Inhale your hands all the way up overhead. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands away from your feet. Come to that tabletop position, or maybe you even come to that high plank. You can come off your knees. It's up to you. Tuck your elbows. Slowly lower all the way down to the floor. And then push up to cobra. Breathe in. Bring the chest forward. Good. Exhale yourself back down to the floor. Push up through tabletop. Downward facing dog. Good. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Good. Walk your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Good. Inhale, rise all the way up, standing hands up overhead. Exhale your hands to center. Great. Now we have done a sun salutation. We all start in the same place. Now we're going to go to our warrior sequence. We ready for that? I want you to start with your hands on your hips. Look down at your feet. Make sure that they are hip width distance apart. Press them into the floor. Keep your right foot where it is. Take your left foot, reach it behind you, and take a bend in the right knee. The back foot can be at a 45-degree angle. Bend at the right knee. Hands up overhead. Reach all the way up overhead. If you're in a chair, you can take the one leg out long and bend the right knee. Good. Now we're going to roll out to warrior two. Hands come parallel with the floor. Knee stays where it is, and the hips come to the long part of the mat. I want you to gaze over your front fingers. Good. Flip the right palm up. Peaceful warrior. We're going to grab something, reach it up overhead. Reach all the way along. Peaceful warrior. Great. Slowly revolve your hands back to warrior two. Good. Take your hands to your hips and slowly step up the left foot to meet the right. Fantastic. Now we're going to go to the other side. This time the left foot stays where it is. Warrior one. Take the right foot back. Point the right toes out at a 45-degree angle. Left knee is bent. Hands reach up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and out. Good. Open up warrior two. Left knee stays where it is. Hips turn off to the long part of the mat. Hands are parallel with the floor. Look over the front fingers. Take a deep breath in and out. Peaceful warrior. Flip the left palm like you're going to grab something up and then lift it up overhead. Reach all the way back. Legs stay exactly where they are. Good. Exhale your hands back to center. back to parallel with the floor, warrior two. Hands to your hips, reach the right foot up to meet the left. We're going to go through that sequence one more time to make sure we get it. Good. Let's make sure our feet start hip-width distance apart. Take the right foot, leave it where it is. Left foot reaches back. Bend in the right knee, hands come up overhead. Gaze is forward. Ground that back foot into the mat to remain steady. Good. Open up, warrior two. So the hips are now to the side, but the knee stays where it is. Great job. I'm gonna look over the hand that's over my knee. Flip the right palm up. Peaceful warrior. Reach that right hand all the way up to the ceiling. Reach it back. Good, breathe. Slowly revolve your hands back down to warrior two. Fantastic. Take your hands to your hips. Reach up and have the left foot meet the right. Good. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Good. Last side. Warrior two. Take the right foot, reach it back. Left foot stays where it is. Take a bend in the left knee. Hands come up, go overhead. Reach long. Good. Now exhale, come out to warrior two. Hands are parallel with the floor, hips are open. Gaze over the front fingers. Good, peaceful warrior. Flip the left. Exhale your hands back to warrior two. Hands can come to your hips. Reach to the left foot up and the right foot together. Good, shake that out a little bit. Let's just shake that out. Woo. I want you to take your hands and just kind of take your arms back and forth and kind of like you're gonna pat yourself on the back because you've done such a great job today. So far, so good. Fantastic. And then slowly come to stillness. Fantastic. We are gonna come to the floor. I'd slowly like you to come all the way down to the floor. And we're gonna have our knees bent and feet are on the floor. If you're still sitting in the chair, just sit upright. We're gonna do a little bit of ab work to come all the way down to our back. So I want you have a couple of different options. One option is to come to boat pose. I'm gonna reach my feet up, hands can come up to the side. You can be there, legs can be long, or they can be bent, or you can have your feet on the floor, hands out to the side, or even grab your knees wherever you are. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and slowly you're gonna count to 10 to come to the floor. So lower your back down to the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're to our back. If everybody has, or if you have that band that you got from Special Olympics, or maybe even your jump rope or the towel from the last time, if you have that, I invite you to grab that right now. I want you to bring your knees into your chest. Good. Wrap the towel around your right foot and let the left foot go long. This is knee to chest pose. This was in your book this week as well as one of your exercises. So we're using that here. Take a deep breath in and out as we start to slow things down. Good. You can take a bend back into the left foot to make it flat on the floor again, and then reach the right foot up to the ceiling. It's a hamstring stretch here. And I just have my heel pushing up to the floor, the towel's wrapped around my foot, and maybe I even start to close my eyes or find a place to focus on the ceiling. Notice how this feels in my body, and take a deep inhale. Exhale, maybe you give yourself an idea of how well you're doing. Y'all have done great tonight. Good. Take the towel into your left hand and slowly take the right ankle over the left knee. We're coming to figure 4, so it can look like this. So if you look at your legs, it looks like a number 4. And I'm going to drop the right knee out to the side and just allow for my hip to open. Maybe I'm going to take my hands and place them next to my hips. Breathe here. Maybe I want to breathe in deeply to the count of 4 and let myself breathe out into the same time to the count of 4. Take one more round of breath here. And then take the scarf or the rag off of your foot and allow the right foot to come back down to the floor. Both knees are bent. Good. We're going to go to the other side. So curl yourself into that ball again and wrap the strap or the towel around your left foot, keeping the left knee into your chest. Allow for the right foot to reach toward. You can rest on the floor here and just breathe. We're starting to slow down a little bit after we worked so hard. I'm going to take a bend back into the right foot, place it flat on the floor, right knee's up to the ceiling. I'm going to press the left foot up towards the ceiling for this hamstring stretch here. Still grabbing onto the end of the towel. Maybe allow my shoulders to rest back down onto the floor. Just relax my whole chest. After your next round of breath, we're going to go to figure 4. Take that cloth into your right hand and cross and take the left ankle over the right knee. Drop the left knee out to the side. It's just a hip opener here. That's figure 4. I'm going to place my left hand next to me on the floor. Breathe in. And breathe out. Maybe allow for the tension to release out of my jaw. So maybe I rub my jaw back and forth, like I'm going to pop my ears maybe, and then let my jaw relax. Good. I'm going to take the strap, take it off to the side. I don't need that anymore. Both knees are going to be bent and they're going to be as wide as the mat. I want to take my hands out to the side like a T. So my arms are like a T off to the side. And then I'm just going to let my knees drift over to one side. And then I'm going to let them come back up to center and drift over to the other, kind of like windshield wipers on a car, moving back and forth. But I'm going to do this slowly with my breath. No reason to hurry. Maybe I'll let them drop over to one side and hold here. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, bring your knees back to center and let them drift over to the other side. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Slowly bring your knees back up to center. I want you to curl yourself up into a little ball. If you're sitting in that chair, you can curl yourself up into a tiny little ball. Curl those knees into your chest. Good. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Let your whole body come long onto the mat. We are to the most important pose we do in all of yoga, and that is Shavasana, or a rest pose. I can do my rest pose by being on my back and letting my body be wide and softened. If I want to feel comfortable by being on my side or on my stomach, I welcome you to get to your favorite parts of rest. If you are sitting in your chair, maybe you just lean back onto your chair just a little bit. Maybe you rest your hands open on your knees. Maybe you can even close your eyes and let your whole body relax. Rest in a posture that releases all your tension. So let the shoulders release away from your ears and down onto the floor. Maybe your feet just rest open to the sides. We're going to have 1 minute of silence in just this resting pose. Slowly start to bring your awareness back into your body. Maybe you take a scan from your head to your toes, just noticing where you are. Maybe you start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And then maybe you reach your hands up overhead as if you're waking up from a long winter's nap. Make your whole body long. And then softly let that go. Roll over to one side and push yourself up to a seated position the way we started. You can have your ankles out wide if that feels good. And I invite you to bring your hands to heart center. Maybe you even close your eyes or find that place on the floor in which to focus. I invite you to take a cleansing breath. Inhale again through your nose. Open your mouth and softly let it go. I want to thank you for joining us this evening. You all each have beautiful lights that are inside of you, sharing, caring, loving, giving, beautiful lights. Thank you for sharing those with each one of us. They are beautiful. Namaste.